You're listening to The Credit Pros on Real Estate Radio New Jersey on 1250 AM WMTR. Now, your hosts, local credit experts Damon DiCrescenzo and attorney Jason Kaplan.
Welcome, everyone. This is The Credit Pros on Real Estate Radio Northern Jersey. I'm Jason Kaplan, and you're listening to me on 1250 AM. We're here every Sunday. This wet, snowy, wild Sunday morning. I'm here with Damon DiCrescenzo, my partner. Damon, say hello.
Hello, everybody. And for those who don't know, Real Estate Radio, it's a show that's dedicated to building New Jersey's housing, credit markets, and we provide real-world solutions to real-world problems. So we talk about some of the opportunities here in Jersey and New York, if you're hearing us in New York, and some trusted advice. So that's our message, and we'll be delivering it every Sunday between 7 and 8 a.m. right here on 1250 a.m. And I want to remind you that if you ever have any questions about real estate or mortgages or your credit, please give us a call on our off-air line. We're happy to assist you. Jason and myself will pick up the phone and speak with you personally. Our number is 973-771-5118. Again, 973-771-5118. Or you can visit us online at creditrepair.to.
We're here in the studio today with Jennifer DeGraza as well as Sean Marshall. They're here from Superior Mortgage. They're going to be talking to us a little bit during the second segment. Say hello, guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to Real Estate Radio. I have something I want to talk about first because it's been bothering me. Not been bothering me, but it's been kind of curious to me. If you were in a parking lot because of the terrible shooting that happened this weekend, do you think you'd be tough enough to grab that gun? Because I was listening to all of the bystander stories, how the old woman got the gun away. I don't think I'd reach for it. I think I'd be hiding under a car.
That's number one, that says a lot about you personally, but outside of that, I don't know if I would go for the gun. I think that it's a matter of proximity. I think it depends on how far the shooter is with the gun versus how far I am from the nearest car, or how big they are or how little they are, and how many people have been shot. There's a lot of different factors.
Yeah, but I don't care if they're 2 feet away from you. If you're looking at that guy's crazy eyes, you're telling me you'd go reach for that magazine right out of his hand?
No, and we were having this conversation off air, and hopefully the people that are listening have seen the picture. I think it was on the cover of the Post of the Crazy Eyes killer, because his eyes are wild. Now, if I would have seen the eyes, it's something completely different. If I wouldn't have seen the eyes and just the gun, maybe would have went for it. Once you see those eyes, I'm not so sure. Because you think he'll bite you. If he can't shoot you, he'll bite you. People are crazy.
I agree with you 100%. The other nutty thing is, didn't the old woman who grabbed the magazine away from him, did she sit on him? Like, that's what I read. Was she fat? I don't understand what the story was.
She would have to have been, right, to keep Crazy Eyes Killer down. I don't know, really. It's a terrible thing. It's a tragedy what happened, and I think it speaks volumes about the dialogue in our country. And that's a whole nother story about how nasty things have gotten. I drive to work every day. I listen to conservative radio, not because I'm a conservative, because that is the only thing that's on is conservative talk and conservative talk and conservative talk. And it's a little bit depressing about how nasty things have gotten. And personally, it turns me off from the entire process. I want to check out of it completely. I don't even want to be a part of that public process.
Well, I think that's kind of the issue, too, going on in society, only because everyone thinks that all these politicians in Washington, it's a machine and everyone's bad. But if you read, I think her name's Gabriella Giffords, if you read the story about, who she is and where she came from, she was working at her father's tire store, selling tires and lube jobs, and she decided that she wanted to go into public service, and she ran. I think she's her third term, but when she was elected to the House, she was the youngest congressman in the House. She was the youngest representative.
Right.
So, it says something for a young person like that. She's out there. People say they don't have access, and she's out there. I think, a Pathmart shopping center?
Yeah, and it shows you what access actually gets you. So, you may think that your life is bad. At least you don't have to serve in public office and have a bullseye on your head.
It makes you want to be Bloomberg with all his bodyguards
and money. So let's talk about some fun stuff. We're going to dive in today to some things that, if you listen to us here at the Credit Pros, you know that we like to talk about what they don't want you to know, what the banks don't want you to know, and what the credit bureaus don't want you to know. And today we're going to talk about what the credit card companies don't want you to know. We'll go through a few of these, and these are the top 5. Jason, what's the first one?
Well, there's a lot of things that happened in the last year, and everyone knows about the Card Act of 2008, which really went into effect in 2009 and 2010. But what happened is all of these laws basically passed, changed the way the credit card system works. So the first one that I want to bring up is the fact that you can negotiate your interest rate. This is twofold. I mean, the credit card companies really don't want to lose you as a client. So if they send you offers saying, hey, surprise, your 10% credit card went up to 20, 25%, you do have an option to say no. You can negotiate with them and hopefully they'll keep your account open. But under the new laws that were passed, you could say no to it and they can keep your card at the same percentage rate with your outstanding balance at the same percentage rate. The caveat is, unless you negotiate with them, your card will automatically close.
But if you're a good paying client and you see the difference is, they'll send you a letter saying, hey, I'm sorry, we have to raise your 10% to a 19.9%, but it's rare that you get a letter in the mail saying, oh, by the way, we've lowered your 19.9 to a 10.9 because we like you. They're very prone to leaving it at the set higher rate. But the point of it is you can negotiate with them because they are in business to make money. If you've been a good paying client, you carry a balance with them, which they want ultimately. If you call them and try to negotiate a lower rate, then you have the potential of getting that lower rate, especially if you're a good client.
Absolutely. And listen, if you're a girl and a guy's on the phone, it doesn't help to flirt with them, and same vice versa. Be as nice as you can because anything helps. And they have scripts. I mean, when you call up those call centers, what you want to do is you want to go to the retention center, because the retention center are people who have scripts of what to say and how to get people not to close their credit card accounts. And I'm not going to say that you're going to be let go of your high interest rate completely and they're going to forgive your $10,000 credit card debt, but there's always room to negotiate.
That's right. And what's the worst they're going to say? No.
Yeah,
no, I'm sorry, we're not going to lower your interest rate. Thank you. You hang up, call again. You get somebody completely different who has no idea you spoke with the last person because they're not even in the same hemisphere. They don't keep track of all that stuff. Just ask for somebody else.
No.
Hi, do you think I could lower my rate? Sure. Did you ever call before? No. They don't know. They don't know.
Well, let me ask you a question, Damon. I get paid on the 15th. My credit card payment is due on the 13th. Can I negotiate the due date?
You can. And you can negotiate anything, as my dad used to teach me. Always ask, because again, what's the worst that they can say is no. Some people like to have all of their bills lined up in the same week over a month, and that makes good sense to do because obviously then you're able to plan ahead for your month. So if you have a due date that's not fitting into your schedule, all you need to do really is ask. Ultimately, they want to make sure that they get their money, right?
Yeah. And now here's a little side note. When we talk about due dates, we're talking about the day the payment is due. But on this show, we always talk about your credit score, and utilization rate, which is the balance you're carrying, is a big portion of your score. Don't confuse the due date for the date that the card companies report to the credit bureaus, because the card companies report on one specific date. So if you pay off that bill after that reporting date, the balance showing on your credit report is going to be the same thing for the next 30 days until they report again.
That is good credit repair strategy. If you want more credit repair strategy, actually, you should be speaking with Jason personally about it. Pick up the phone and give him a call. 973-771-5118. Again, 973-771-5118. Jason, what else do we have that the credit card companies do not want you to know?
That was a very good segue, Damon. That wasn't even rehearsed, so we're getting much better at this show.
Thank you.
You can ask for a higher credit limit. Occasionally, they're going to review your